She wasn't supposed to be at the front desk, but Jenny from reception called in sick, and someone had to cover the lobby. So there she was, Isla Martinez, 23, 6 weeks into her internship at Sterling Tech, wearing her best blouse and praying she didn't screw anything up. The morning rush was chaos. Deliveries, visitors, phone calls, everyone moving too fast and expecting her to keep up. She was handling it, barely. Then the woman walked in, older, maybe 60, elegant gray hair, nervous hands clutching a portfolio. She approached the desk, opened her mouth, closed it, tried again. Nothing came out. Then her hands moved, slow, deliberate. The universal sign for I can't hear you. Isla's heart clenched. The woman looked terrified, lost, like she'd walked into the wrong building and couldn't figure out how to ask for help. Around them, people rushed past. No one stopped. No one noticed. Isla made a choice. She lifted her hands. "Good morning. How can I help you?" The woman's face transformed. Relief, gratitude, something that looked like she might cry. "I'm here to see Mr. Cross," she signed back. "I have a meeting, but I'm lost." "No problem. Let me check." Isla pulled up the schedule, found her name. Margaret Chen, Product Design Consultation, 10th floor. "You're in the right place." Isla signed with a smile. "I'll take you up myself." "You don't have to." "I want to." They rode up together in comfortable silence. Well, not silence. Margaret was signing about her daughter, about the designs she'd brought, about how nervous she was because this was the biggest pitch of her career. Isla signed back encouragement, asked questions, made her laugh. By the time they reached the 10th floor, Margaret was relaxed, smiling. "Thank you," she signed. Most people just stare, or talk louder like that helps. "People are idiots," Isla signed back, grinning. Margaret laughed. Isla walked her to the conference room, made sure she had water, that someone knew she was there, then headed back to the lobby, completely unaware that someone had watched the entire exchange. Damian Cross stood in the hallway. He'd been on his way to a meeting when he'd seen them get on the elevator. The intern, the one he'd noticed her first week because she'd said good morning to the janitor and held the door for the mail clerk and brought coffee to the night security guard. The one who moved through the building like kindness was a reflex. He'd followed them up, watched through the glass, watched her sign fluently, naturally, like it was the most normal thing in the world, to stop everything and help someone who couldn't ask in words. Most people would have called someone, passed her off, made it someone else's problem. This girl had walked her upstairs herself. "Michael," he said into his phone without taking his eyes off her. "Yeah, boss." The intern covering reception. "Martinez, pull her file." "Something wrong?" "No." He watched her laugh at something Margaret signed. "Something very right." Isla was halfway through answering emails when her phone rang. Internal line? Executive floor. Her stomach dropped. "Hello, Ms. Martinez. This is Sarah Chen, Mr. Cross's assistant. He'd like to see you in his office." The world tilted. What? Why? He didn't say. "Can you come up now? I'm covering the front desk. I'll send someone down." The line went dead. Isla stared at her phone. The CEO wanted to see her. She'd been here 6 weeks, and the CEO knew her name. This was either very good or catastrophically bad. The elevator ride to the 20th floor felt like falling. She ran through everything she'd done that morning. Had she messed up the visitor log? Sent someone to the wrong floor? Said something she shouldn't have? The doors opened to a world of glass and steel and quiet power. Sarah met her immediately. "Ms. Martinez, follow me." They walked past offices with closed doors, past assistants who didn't look up, past windows that showed the whole city spread out like it belonged there. Sarah stopped at double doors, knocked once. "Come in." That voice, deep, controlled, the kind of voice that didn't need to be loud to make you listen. Sarah opened the door. Ms. Martinez, sir. Thank you, Sarah. Isla stepped inside and forgot how to breathe. Damien Cross stood by the windows, tall, dark suit that fit like it was made for him specifically, hands in his pockets, looking at her like she was a puzzle he was trying to solve. She'd seen photos. Everyone had. The 32-year-old CEO who'd taken over Sterling Tech 3 years ago and tripled its value. Photos didn't do him justice. Ms. Martinez, please, sit. She sat in the chair across from his desk. He didn't sit, just moved to lean against the desk in front of her, close enough that she had to tilt her head back to look at him. Power move. She recognized it. Do you know why you're here? He asked. No, sir. You helped someone this morning. Margaret Chen. Her stomach dropped. Ah, yes. She needed directions. You signed with her. She's deaf. I didn't want her to feel. Isla stopped. Did I do something wrong? I know I was supposed to stay at the desk, but she looked lost, and no one else was. You did nothing wrong. His voice was quiet, certain. I'm asking where you learned AS. She blinked. My brother. He's deaf. I've been signing since I was 6, and you didn't think to mention that on your application. It didn't seem relevant for a tech internship. It's extremely relevant. He crossed his arms. Margaret Chen is one of our most important potential clients. She's designed an accessibility interface that could revolutionize how deaf users interact with technology. But she's nervous. English isn't her first language, SL is, and most of our team doesn't sign. He looked at her. She just spent 20 minutes with my head of product development. You know what she told him? Isla shook her head. That the intern who brought her upstairs made her feel more welcome in 5 minutes than anyone else has in her entire career. Isla's throat burned. I didn't want her to feel alone. I know. His expression softened, almost, which is why I'm reassigning you. Her heart stopped. Reassigning me? You'll still finish your internship, but starting tomorrow, you'll work directly with Margaret on her project. Be her liaison. Make sure she feels heard. Literally, Mr. Cross, I'm just an intern. You're someone who saw a person in need and helped without being asked. That's not common. He moved back around his desk, and it's exactly what this company needs more of. He pulled out a folder, set it in front of her. New contract, includes a significant pay increase. If you accept. She stared at it. I don't understand. What's not to understand? Why me? There are people here with actual experience, because those people walked past Margaret like she was invisible. His voice went hard. You stopped, and that tells me everything I need to know about who you are. He held out a pen. So, do you accept? She should think about it. Should call someone. Should not make career-altering decisions in the CEO's office while he looked at her like that. Instead, she took the pen and signed. Working with Margaret was everything Isla didn't know she needed. They'd meet in the design lab. Margaret would show her interfaces. Isla would test them. Provide feedback in ASL that Margaret understood instantly without translation delays. And slowly, the project came to life. An interface that didn't just accommodate deaf users, it centered them. Made technology work the way they naturally communicated. It was brilliant. Margaret was brilliant, and Isla felt like she'd found something she didn't know she was looking for. But there was something else. Someone else. Damien started showing up to their meetings, not hovering, not micromanaging, just there, watching, listening, learning. You're signing, Isla said one day after Margaret left. He looked up from his laptop. What? You've been practicing. I saw you sign good work to Margaret yesterday. His ears went slightly red. Seemed rude not to learn at least the basics. Most people wouldn't bother. I'm not most people. No, she agreed quietly. You're not. Their eyes met across the design table, and something shifted in the air between them. The project deadline moved up. Suddenly they had 3 weeks instead of 6 to finalize the prototype, which meant late nights, takeout dinners, the design lab becoming their second home. Isla would have been stressed, except Damien was always there. Not because he had to be, because he chose to be. He'd bring coffee at midnight, help troubleshoot code even though it wasn't his job anymore, make Margaret laugh with his terrible attempts at signing, and he'd talk to Isla, really talk, about why he'd taken over the company so young, about his sister who'd had a learning disability and how the education system had failed her, about wanting to build technology that included everyone, not just the people who fit the mold. "Is that why you hired me?" she asked one night. Just the two of them. Margaret had gone home hours ago. They were in his office. She was testing the interface on his computer. He was supposed to be working but mostly just watched her. "What do you mean?" "The inclusion thing. Is that why you promoted me? Because I signed with Margaret?" "Partly." He leaned back in his chair. "Also because you're brilliant and you don't know it yet." She froze. "I'm not. You redesigned the login sequence in 3 days. Something my team spent months on. You found 6 accessibility issues they'd completely missed. And you did it all while making Margaret feel like the most important person in the building." He stood, moved around the desk. "So yeah, I promoted you because you signed with Margaret. But I kept you because you're exactly the kind of person this company needs." He was close now. Close enough that she could smell his cologne, see the shadow of exhaustion under his eyes. "You work too hard," she said quietly. "Pot kettle, I'm 23. You're 32, and you're right. I do work too hard." His hand lifted, almost touched her face, dropped. "But lately I have a reason to stay late." Her breath caught. "Damien, I know." He stepped back. "I know this is inappropriate. You work for me. There's a power dynamic. I shouldn't." He ran a hand through his hair. "But I can't stop thinking about you. I think about you too." The admission hung between them like smoke. "We can't do this," he said. "I know. It would be completely unprofessional. I know. And if anyone found out." She kissed him. Not gentle, not careful. Just kissed him because she'd been wanting to for weeks, and she was tired of pretending otherwise. He froze for half a second. Then his hands tangled in her hair and he kissed her back like he'd been drowning and she was air. When they broke apart, they were both breathing hard. "That was a terrible idea," he said against her mouth. "Probably the worst. We should stop. We should." Neither of them moved. "I could fire you," he said. "Remove the power dynamic. Don't you dare." She grabbed his collar. "I earned this position. You don't get to take it away because we're..." She stopped. "What are we doing?" "I have no idea." His forehead touched hers. "But I don't want to stop." "Me neither." "So what do we do?" She pulled back to look at him. "We're careful. We're professional at work. And we figure the rest out as we go." "That's a terrible plan. You have a better one." "Not even a little." He kissed her again. Soft this time. Tender. "Okay. We try." They were so careful. At work, nothing changed. They maintained professional distance, called each other Mr. Cross and Ms. Martinez in meetings. No one suspected, but after hours, after everyone left and the building emptied and it was just them, they'd meet in his office, or the design lab, or once, memorably, the roof access that technically wasn't supposed to be used. They'd talk for hours, about everything and nothing, about his pressure to be perfect, her fear of not being enough, about how they'd both spent their lives trying to prove something. "I don't have to prove anything with you," he said one night. They were in his office. She was in his lap in his desk chair, his arms around her waist. "What do you mean?" "I mean with you, I can just be me. Not the CEO, not the guy holding everything together. Just Damien." She turned to face him. "I like Damien." Yeah. She kissed him softly. "He's kind and brilliant. And he learned sign language for a client because it seemed rude not to. He's also breaking about 17 HR policies right now. She laughed. Technically, I'm breaking them too. True. His hands slid up her back. We're both terrible people. The worst. They kissed until her phone alarm went off. Midnight. Time to leave separately so the night security didn't see them together. I hate this, she said, climbing off his lap, sneaking around. Yes. I want to hold your hand in the hallway. Eat lunch together. Not have to pretend I don't. She stopped. Don't what? Nothing, Isla. She looked at him. Don't love you. I was going to say, I hate pretending I don't love you. His breath caught. You love me. Is that okay? He pulled her back down, kissed her like she was everything. It's more than okay, he whispered. Because I love you too. 3 weeks later, they presented Margaret's interface to the board. It was perfect, seamless, intuitive, everything they'd hoped it would be. The board loved it, approved full production, offered Margaret a permanent consulting position. She cried, happy tears, signing thank you over and over. Isla cried too. Damien stood at the head of the table watching both of them with something soft in his expression that made Isla's heart hurt. After the meeting, Margaret pulled Isla aside. I need to tell you something, she signed. What? The way Mr. Cross looks at you. Margaret smiled. That's not how a boss looks at an employee. Ilse's face burned. I don't know what you mean. Yes, you do. Margaret squeezed her hand, and I'm happy for you. He's a good man, and you deserve good things. Margaret, be careful, but don't be afraid. Another squeeze. Love is always worth the risk. 3 days later, someone had seen them. Isla didn't know who. Didn't matter. By noon, HR was calling them both in. Separately, Isla went first. Janet Kim, head of HR, stone-faced and professional. Ms. Martinez, I need to ask you something directly. Are you in a relationship with Mr. Cross? Isla's mouth went dry. Before you answer, know that lying will make this worse. For both of you. She thought about Damien, about everything they'd built, about how unfair it was that something good was being treated like a scandal. Yes, she said quietly. We're together. Janet nodded, made a note. How long? 6 weeks. And the nature of the relationship, where Isla swallowed. We're in love. It's not casual. It's not. Her voice cracked. It's real. Something flickered in Janet's expression. I believe you. You do? Yes. But that doesn't change the situation. She leaned forward. Ms. Martinez, you're an intern. He's the CEO. The power dynamic alone creates massive liability for the company. I know. Even if you both insist it's consensual. Even if it is genuinely consensual. The appearance of impropriety is enough to damage both your careers and this company's reputation. Tears burned Isla's eyes. So what happens now? Now I talk to Mr. Cross. Then the three of us meet. Damien looked like he'd been through hell when he walked in. His eyes found Isla's immediately. Are you okay? She nodded. You? His jaw tightened. Janet closed the door. All right. Here's the situation. You're both adults. You're both insisting this is real and mutual. I actually believe you. Damien's shoulders relaxed slightly. But, Janet continued, the intern CEO dynamic is untenable. We can't have this relationship continue under current circumstances. So you're firing her. Damien's voice was ice. No, I'm giving you options. She pulled out papers. Option 1. Ms. Martinez finishes her internship. You maintain strictly professional relationship until she's no longer your employee. After that, do what you want. That's 2 months, Isla said. Yes, we can do that, Damien said immediately. Can you? Janet looked between them. Can you really go back to pretending, to not touching, not being together, for 2 months? The silence was answer enough. Option 2, Janet continued. We convert Ms. Martinez's internship to a full-time position, but she transfers to a different department, reports to someone else. No direct reporting relationship to you whatsoever. She'd lose the Margaret project, Damien said. Yes. Isla's heart sank. That project was everything. Option 3. Janet's voice softened. Mr. Cross, you step down as CEO, or at least step back from daily operations. Remove yourself from the direct chain of command. That's insane, is it? Janet looked at him. Because from where I'm sitting, you have a choice. Your position or your relationship. You can't have both. The words hit like a fist. Damien stood, moved to the window. Isla watched his shoulders rise and fall. I need time to think, he said finally. You have 24 hours. Janet stood. After that, I need a decision. For everyone's protection, Isla didn't see Damien for the rest of the day. He didn't text, didn't call. She went home and stared at her ceiling and wondered if loving someone was supposed to feel this much like losing. At 2 a.m., someone knocked on her door. She opened it. Damien stood there, exhausted, wrecked, holding flowers that looked like he'd grabbed them from a bodega on the way. Hey, he said. Hi, can I come in? She stepped aside. He walked to her tiny living room, set down the flowers, turned to face her. I'm stepping down. Her heart stopped. What? Not permanently. Just from daily operations. My coup can handle it. I'll stay on the board, keep my shares, but I won't be CEO anymore. Damien, you can't. Yes, I can. He crossed to her, took her hands. I've spent my entire life building that company, sacrificing everything for it. And you know what I realized? She couldn't speak. It doesn't matter. None of it matters if I lose you. Tears spilled down her face. You're 23, she choked out. This is your career, your legacy. You can't throw it away for what? For love? He cupped her face. That's exactly what I should throw it away for. That's the only thing worth throwing it away for. But I've been CEO for 3 years, and I've been miserable, working 18-hour days, never sleeping, never living, just existing. His voice broke. Then you walked into my lobby and signed with a stranger, and I remembered what it felt like to be human. He kissed her forehead. So yeah, I'm stepping down. Effective tomorrow. And you're keeping the Margaret project, and your position, and everything you've earned. This is crazy. Probably. He smiled. But I'm tired of being careful. Tired of choosing duty over happiness. Tired of pretending the company matters more than you. What if you regret it? I won't. How do you know? Because loving you is the first thing I've done in years that feels right. He pulled her closer. So let me do this. Let me choose you. She kissed him, hard, desperate, trying to pour everything she felt into that one moment. Okay? She whispered. Okay? The article hit Forbes at 9 a.m. Former Sterling Tech CEO finds new purpose in accessibility consulting. Isla read it at her desk, smiled at the photo of Damien with Margaret and 3 other deaf consultants he'd hired. He'd built something new, something that mattered more than shareholder value. A consulting firm dedicated to accessibility, to making technology work for everyone. He was happier than she'd ever seen him. You reading about your boyfriend again? Isla looked up, grinned at her coworker. Maybe. It's cute. Weird, but cute. Her phone buzzed. Lunch. I'm downstairs. She grabbed her bag, nearly ran to the elevator, found him in the lobby, leaning against the reception desk, talking to Jenny, who was back from her sick leave. When he saw Isla, his whole face lit up. Hey. Hi. She kissed him, right there in front of everyone. Lunch. Actually, he took her hand. I have something to show you first. He led her outside, to a car she didn't recognize. Whose car? Ours. What? He opened the passenger door, gestured inside. She looked, and her breath caught. The back seat was full of moving boxes. Damien, I found an apartment. 2-bedroom, big kitchen, close to your work and mine. He turned her to face him. And I know we haven't talked about it officially, but I was thinking, yes, that maybe we could wait. What? Yes, she kissed him. Yes, let's move in together. Yes to all of it. His smile was devastating. You're sure? I've never been more sure of anything. He pulled her close. Right there on the sidewalk with the city moving around them. I love you, he said. I love you too. Isla stood in the Sterling Tech lobby. So much had changed. So much had stayed the same. Margaret's interface had launched worldwide, won awards, changed lives. Damien's consulting firm was thriving. He was doing the work he'd always wanted to do, and she'd been promoted twice, was now head of accessibility initiatives, leading the charge to make technology inclusive. She was checking her phone when someone tapped her shoulder. She turned. A young man stood there, college age, nervous, hands moving. Hi, I'm here for the accessibility internship interview. Isla smiled. Perfect. Follow me. As they walked to the elevator, she thought about that morning 2 years ago, when she'd helped Margaret, when everything had changed, when the CEO had been watching. She glanced up, out of habit, and there he was, Damien, 20th floor. Standing at the window of what used to be his office, looking down at her. Their eyes met. He pressed his hand to the glass. She lifted hers. A silent conversation. I see you. I see you too. I love you. I love you too. The elevator doors closed, and Isla smiled all the way up, because sometimes kindness changes everything. Sometimes being seen is all it takes, and sometimes the smallest gesture, helping a stranger who can't ask in words, leads to the biggest love of your life.